Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves Warriors. Everybody knows that Warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow Warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow Warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life, on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a Warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So, my fellow Warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a Warrior.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Schaefer Center here on the campus of Indiana Tech for today's game number 1 of our doubleheader. This features the women of Indiana Tech, currently ranked number 22 in the coaches' top 25 poll. The Warriors have a 11-4 overall record, 8-1 in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Folks, that's good enough for a tie for first place with Rochester Christian, who has an 8-1 record as well. Head coach Jessie Biggs is in her 14th season with the squad. Coach Biggs is your reigning WAC Coach of the Year. She has won that honor 8 of the last 9 seasons, thanks in part to Indiana Tech winning 7 of the last regular season championships and 5 of the last 7 WAC tournament championships. So certainly an impressive run. Last time out was a 77-56 win right here at the Schaefer Center against Lourdes, a very, very good team who is receiving votes in the top 25 poll. Lourdes is currently in 3rd place in the WAC. We will be taking on the Cornerstone Golden Eagles, 7-8 record overall, 5-4 in the WAC. Head coach is Jessie Yonker. She's in her 8th season. Last time out was a 66-53 W against the University of Michigan Dearborn. Going back to the Lady Warriors performance against Lourdes this past Wednesday, a lot of great individual performances when you look at Taylor Covington, who had 18 points and 8 rebounds. She led the team in scoring. Ryan Moore had 16 points and 12 from Madison Weiss, who caught fire from beyond the arc. She was 4 of 9 from the three-point line, or from beyond three-point. Our player of the game was Gabby Ritchie. Ritchie hit 5 of 8 three-pointers and had 15 points. So the Warriors getting it done from three-point, shooting 36.7% in that game. On the season, Indiana Tech shoots 29.6% from beyond the arc. Cornerstone's or their opponents are shooting 26%. Well, I guess I messed that one up. Indiana Tech is actually shooting 33% from three-point on the season, and Cornerstone at 30.5%. So going to be a fun one here at the Schaefer Center. Looking at Indiana Tech ever since that loss to Taylor back on December 30th, rattling off back-to-back victories against Madonna 76-59, then that huge win against Lourdes. After today, the Warriors will be on the road at Siena Heights this upcoming Wednesday, and then at Aquinas on the 17th this Saturday. Aquinas is currently in 4th place. Their star player, Claire Gregoire, who was first-team All-Conference a year ago, is now playing at PFW here in Fort Wayne. So looking at this game, Taylor Covington enters as the leading scorer. She averages 17.9 points per game. Jaxie Long, leading scorer here for Cornerstone, averaging 15.1 points per game. Jaxie was a first-team all-conference performer a year ago. She is a senior, 5'7", from Newaygo, Michigan. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot from Jaxie Long. Another player to keep an eye out on is Julie Ashball. Ashball ranks number 3 in the conference, shooting 56% from the field. She averages 17.2 points per game. So obviously that number is a little bit bigger than Jaxie. I apologize, folks. My overall stats are missing one game for Jaxie Long and Julie Ashball. They just got doubled up, as sometimes does happen there on sidearm. But nonetheless, excited for this matchup here. Ryan Moore, just a sophomore, along with Jaden Gawley. And if you look at these two players, they rank number 1 and 2 in the conference in field goal percentage. So Jaden Gawley currently shooting 58% from the field, and Ryan Moore at 54%. So where we find these numbers is from the WAC website, and you click on stats when you're looking at the women's basketball standings. And you get your field goal percentage. So Jaden Gawley picking up where she left off a year ago. Jaden Gawley nearly shooting 70% from the field as a freshman, as she did make the all-freshman team along with Ryan Moore. Moorer was at Concordia University a year ago before they shut down athletics, and then she was able to transfer here to Indiana Tech. So looking at Jaden Gawley, 58.2%. Kennedy Matheny is also listed on here. She's right behind her at 55.6. But of course, you got to take into consideration the amount of attempts that have been taken. Here's Ryan Moore at 54.4. She's hit 86 of 158 shots on the season. And here we see Julie Ashball at 53.8. So that's on the Presto Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference individual stats. Entering today's game, once again, Cornerstone coming off a big W. They, too, have won 2 games in a row. A week ago, beating UNOH 71-54, and then the 66-53 victory over the University of Michigan Dearborn. Losses in conference come against Rochester Christian, who bested Indiana Tech as well, and that was back on December the 6th at Rochester, a 54-53 win by Rochester Christian. So a loss against Rochester and a loss against Cleary. Those were back-to-back losses on the road here for Cornerstone. And then back-to-back losses hosting Siena Heights 71-74 and on the road at Lourdes 80-64. So once again, we are 40 seconds away from the start of this game. Folks, we do have live stats for you. Just go to the Indiana Tech website. Starters will be Ashball, Long, number 15, Banstra, Inner Ebner, number 22, and Schur. And your starters, Moore, Weiss, Covington, Thomas, and Gawley for the Warriors. Send it down to Jim Shovlin, our public address announcer.
Could you turn your attention to center court? We would like to take a moment to recognize Taylor Covington on scoring her 1,500th point this past Wednesday at home versus Lourdes. Congratulations to Taylor on this great accomplishment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and, gentlemen, remove your caps. for the playing of our national anthem. Now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Cornerstone University Golden Eagles. Starting at forward, a 5'10" sophomore, number 12, Julie Ashbaugh. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 13, Jackson Long. Starting at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 15, Abby Vanstra. Starting at forward, a 6'1" junior, number 22, Laura Ebner. And starting at forward, a redshirt junior, 5'10", number 23, Maddie Schur. The Golden Eagles are coached by Jessica Yonkers. Assistant coaches Ashley Zhang, Matt Wallace, Jaylee Long, and Michaela Hatchu. And now, let's meet today's starting lineup. Your Indiana Tech Warriors! Starting at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Warren, Michigan, Zero Ryan Moore. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Albion, Indiana, number 2, Madison Rice. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior from Dublin, Ohio, number 3, Taylor Covington. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Mahoma, Illinois, number 11, Ruben Thomas. And starting at forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Ashland, Kentucky, number 21, Jaden Gully. Your Indiana Tech Warriors are coached by Jesse Biggs, Associate Head Coach Kylene Biggs. Assistant coaches Ed Dupre, Aaliyah Dade, and Lauren Tate.
So what a special moment, everybody. Taylor Covington being honored before the game. 1,501 points for her career. That currently has her in 7th place all time for Indiana Tech scoring. Tip off, that's Jaden Gawley and the Warriors with possession. Remember, folks, we do have live stats for you. Just go to the Indiana Tech Warriors website as our sports information department is providing the live stats for this game. So out of bounds, that'll be turned over to Cornerstone. Not the best way to start this one, but we're early on. Here from the Schaefer Center. That is number 13 for Cornerstone, Jaxie Long. Top players. Jaxie, once again, first team all-conference a year ago. Scoop shots, no good. That was Laura Ebner, but the follow is. So Jaxie Long getting the first 2 points of this game here for Cornerstone. Madison Weiss, once again, got hot last game from beyond the arc, goes straight to the cup. It's no good. With the rebound was Laura Ebner. She is a junior forward at 6'1". Dribble drive from the perimeter. Scoop shot's no good. Rebounded by Covington. That was Jaxie Long on the dribble drive. And now they got Vice on the wing. Covington top of the key, working off that pick by Moore. The bounce pass is stolen away by Abby Banstra, a senior, 5'10" from Ludington, Michigan. That is number 23, Maddie Schur. She's got the face guard on. Now down on the block, traveling, going to be called against Julie Ashball, the sophomore, 5'10" from Bailey, Michigan. So Cornerstone certainly has good size in this starting lineup. Looking at Ashball once again, she's one of the top shooters in the conference, hitting 56% of her shots from the field. Vice. And that's Durbin Thomas. Durbin Thomas ranks number 1 in the conference in three-point field goal percentage. Thomas shooting 45% from three-point land. And wow, beautiful drive there by Maddie Schur as she finishes with the left hand. Thomas over the timeline. On the far wing, baseline jumper by Covington is a little bit strong. Jaxie Long comes out with it. Long looking to push. So now they're going to set up here. Working off the pick is Schur. Covington's got the defense. Out of the corner. Inner Ebner working against Jaden Gawley with the block. Jaden Gawley, the block and steal. One of the best defenders in the country is the sophomore, number 21, Jaden Gawley. Can literally guard 1 through 5 on the floor. Moore finds Thomas out of the corner. The 3-ball left short. And tracking down the rebound, that's Jaxie Long. So that's 2 times there that Cornerstone's battled with Jalen Gawley and 1 for the rebound. Folks, Jaden Gawley is coming off a 17-rebound performance this past Wednesday against Lords. Covington with the right hand. She is fouled. Will head to the free throw line looking for the and one. This is the greatness of Taylor Covington. You can see she does it all with the right hand. Take another look here on Warrior replay. Covington takes the feed right there and quick with the right hand straight to the cup. Just a thing of beauty. Covington's free throw is good as she converts the three-point play. Covington, a 76% free throw shooter on the season, hits her first in this game. Warriors down by 1, 6:42 remaining in the first quarter. That's number 4, Abby Hall, coming off the bench for the Golden Eagle. And timeout's going to be called. I believe it's going to be a 30-second timeout. They may turn that into a media timeout. Once again, Jessica Yonkers. So it certainly is. We'll be right back after this quick break, everybody. You're watching Warrior Basketball, powered by Summit City Sports.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
Welcome back, everybody. 6:32 remaining in the first quarter. And this is Grace Gortmaker, redshirt sophomore, 5'9". She's from Caledonia, Michigan. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and great find by Laura Inner-Ebner as Gortmaker gets her first 2 points of the game. 3-point advantage here for the Golden Eagles. Madison Vice for 3. off the back of the iron, rebounded by Inner Ebner. Laura Inner Ebner's been a consistent force here for Coach Yonkers and the Golden Eagles. That's Ryan Moore with the defense, and a nice lob pass down low for Jaxie Long, and she just cannot convert on the bunny. That's Taylor Covington working off that pick by Golly. Switches to the right hand floater, no good. Offensive board by Ryan Moore. Thomas working it over. Covington, first three-pointer of the game, left short. Jaxie Long with the rebound. Long certainly doing a good job on the boards early on in this game, as she just got caught up there with the top of her foot on the floor. Inner Ebner's shot, no good. It was contested by Golly, but she sticks with it, and that putback is. So Jaden Golly's momentum took her away from Inner Ebner. That gave her enough space for the putback. Taylor Covington, once again, she's stopped by Inner Ebner. Three-pointer, Durbin Thomas, as she hits her first of the game. Durbin Thomas, once again, entering today as the conference best three-point shooter, hitting 18 of 40 and shooting 45% from three-point land. Inner Ebner left all alone, top of the key, and she hits it. She's got a big smile on her face, folks, because that's the first three-pointer she's hit all season. She's now 1 of 3 from three-point land. The big working on the block right now is Inner Ebner. She's got defense on Ryan Moore. Lob pass into Moore, and a foul going to go against Jaxie Long from behind. But you got to love it, folks. Durbin Thomas, I believe she's feeling it from three-point land in this game. Good job by Taylor Covington drawing 2 defenders, leaving Durbin Thomas open there for a spot-up three-pointer. So Jackie Cruz into the game here, along with Gabby Ritchie and number 23, Avery Collins. Gabby Ritchie, who was our player of the game in that big W against Lords. Folks, just real quick while I have it up, Layla Crosley, 1984 to 1988, is your all-time leading scorer for Indiana Tech with 2,082 points. That's a lot back in the day. Handoff, and a lot of contact there on the shot by Gracie Gortmaker from 13 feet, could not hit. Ava Smith, for Indiana Tech. Her team down by 4, 11-7. 4 minutes and counting here in the opening frame. Left all alone. Covington's three ball just left short. And a nice job tracking down that rebound by Avery Collins. In a great pass to Ava Smith. She gets her own rebound, and the putback is good. First 2 points of the game for Ava Smith, entering today averaging 2.8 points per game while shooting 50% from the field. That's Gortmaker, who's being guarded by Collins. Jaxie Long working off that pick. Got a little separation from Covington there and hits the jumper from 16. 4-point lead here for the Golden Eagle. Jacqueline Cruz. And we got an offensive foul going to be called on Cruz with the illegal pick. Blocking foul going to be called. Entering the game for the Golden Eagle is Abby Banstra, the starter. Getting a breather, Julie Ashball, also a starter, as Gortmaker brings it up for Cornerstone. Collins going to pick her up right at the timeline. And Gortmaker threw it up with the right hand. A little strong. 2:50 and counting. Covington has Ava Smith on the block. Newhouse has the defense. She's a 6-foot freshman working against Smith. Like I said, a really good size on this Cornerstone roster. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Covington one-on-one with Long. Both were first-team all-conference performers a year ago. Taylor Covington actually the player of the year in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, as she was also named NAIA All-American. Covington, who's been first-team all-conference every year of her career. We're taking out 3 of the reserves, bringing back in the starters, leaving Gabby Ritchie out there. Ritchie on the floor for Durbin Thomas. Now it's Madison Weiss with 1 second on the shot clock, just left short. Bringing it up the floor is Long. Once again, that's number 23, Maddie Schur, that's got that face guard on. Gortmaker, circus shot off the side of the scoreboard, or backboard. Boy, side of the scoreboard, that would be a crazy shot. Ryan Moore with her first bucket of the game. Folks, once she gets going, it is not hard for Moore to throw up 6 buckets in a row. She can go from 2 points to 18 points real quick. Turned over by Cornerstone. Moore entering this game averaging 15 points per game and 6.4 rebounds. Jaden Gawley, who averages 9.1 points per game and 10.4 rebounds per game. Her rebounds per game is 3rd best in the WAC. 130 and counting. Weiss on the far wing. They got Moore down on the block. Covington was looking for it. Left Ritchie all alone. Top of the key. Gabby Ritchie hitting her first three-pointer of the game. Good sign here for the Warriors. Long was calling for a pick. You saw that arm bar get thrown out towards Covington. Sure. And it's the freshman on the baseline going up against Ryan Moore, who made the all-freshman team a year ago. Long, 14 foot from the elbow, tracked down by Jaden Gawley. 52 seconds remaining. 2-possession game. Covington's three, got it! Warriors starting to heat up from three-point land. First it was Durbin Thomas, then Gabby Ritchie, and now Taylor Covington drains it. Sure, as Abby Hall, now Inner Ebner working from the elbow, driving against Gawley. And once again, folks, you do not see that very often, one-on-one with Gawley and getting 2. Inner Ebner has come to play today. Shot clock is off with 10 seconds remaining. Covington, as she's known to handle the rock here. Beautiful bounce pass, and Jaden Gawley is going to be fouled. What a play, these two, Covington and Gawley, just reading each other. Covington demands a lot of attention every time the ball is on her hand. Gawley's first free throw is good. Jaden Gawley, a 48% free throw shooter on the season, hitting 12 of 25, hits her first. Second free throw, that'll rim in for Jaden Gawley. Now, Indiana Tech going to take this 4-point lead into the second quarter, 19-15. You're watching Indiana Tech Warrior basketball, powered by Summit City Sports.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
I would say that's a little wide. Welcome back, everybody. Let's take another look here. Gabby Ritchie, player of the game against Lourdes. Oh, actually, that's Taylor Covington. And it is a thing of beauty, that shot from beyond the arc.
The second quarter, possession, Cornerstone.
So Cornerstone going to start off the game with the ball. Inner Ebner is leading all scorers with 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. She has 4 rebounds. Jaxie Long with 5 rebounds leads all players in this game. So these two have been doing very, very well. Inner Ebner once again with the left hand gets her own rebound. The putback is good. So this is a fun matchup to see here with Jaden Gawley and Laura Inner Ebner. Three-pointer by Weiss, left short. And Inner Ebner gets the rebound there. Good block out on Gawley. I mean, so far from what I've seen, Inner Ebner certainly going to be all conference this year. And Jaden Gawley going to be called with the foul with the swipe from behind, trying to tip it away.
Gawley, her first, team's first of the quarter.
Gawley's first, team's first here in the second. 21 on the shot clock. Inner Ebner takes the inbounds pass. 3-ball on its way. Abby Hall knocks it down.
3-point basket by Abby Hall.
Abby Hall, who shoots 26% from three-point land, hitting 23 of 87. She does average 7.9 points per game entering today's contest against the first-place Indiana Tech Warriors. Help from Ryan Moore as they're going to give it back to Covington. Tight defense being played by the freshman. And remember, folks, that's a tall freshman right there. Oh, excuse me, that was Abby Banstra, who goes 5'10". And good job by Jaden Gawley with the rebound over Banstra. We do have 3 subs set to check in. Beautiful scoop shot, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds by Cornerstone. Possession to stay with Indiana Tech here. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Gawley going to take a breather. Ava Smith checks in for her. Checking in is Osball, Ashball, and Gortmaker for Cornerstone.
Julie Ashball.
Madison Weiss with the inbounds pass. And she's got Covington. Look at that tight defense being played by Gortmaker. And that pass is going to be stolen. Gortmaker, once again, a red shirt sophomore. She's fiery down there on the floor.
Warrior foul.
Foul goes against Gabby Ritchie. That'll be her first.
Second of the quarter.
It'll be Jaxie Long to inbound it here for the Golden Eagles, holding a 1-point advantage 2 minutes into the second quarter. Gortmaker being guarded by Ritchie. Finds Inner Ebner down low, and wow, great move right there, going under the defense of Taylor Covington. Inner Ebner continues to shine in this game. She's got 11. Laura Inner Ebner averaging 4.3 points per game entering today. I don't even see how that's possible based on what she's done here after a quarter and 3 minutes. That's Taylor Covington with the easy deuce. Covington now has 8 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Jaxie Long working off that pick by Inner Ebner, and the turnaround jumper. Nice little spin move there in the lane. 3-point ad. Ava Smith. The block is open. 3-ball. That is the exact same spot that Taylor Covington hit moments ago. And that pass just a little bit too strong for Julie Ashball. Just needed a little bit more lob there as Ashball had the positioning.
Kicking in the game for the Warriors, 13, Jacqueline Cruz, number 23, Avery Collins.
So Avery Collins, Jackie Cruz, and Jaden Gawley on the floor. Checking in here for Indiana Tech. Staying on the floor is Madison Weiss. That's pretty much it. It's like a line change. Durbin Thomas on the floor. Jackie Cruz, that's what she does. Little floater in the lane is good. Quick on that first step. You're not going to knock her off her line in the lane. Jacqueline Cruz is strong on the dribble drive. There's Gortmaker. Ball on the floor. That was picked up by Kayla Ashton. Good job by Gully as we're going the other way with the Warriors. Vice left alone there for a second, top of the key. Long's got defense on Madison Vice. Nice dribble drive. Avery Collins pops out, but is defended. Now we're going the other direction, coast to coast. Ashball with the ball fake, and Gully another rebound. Warriors definitely had numbers on the block on that possession. Collins. Durbin Thomas looking for number 2. Got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Thomas. The conference number 1 3-point shooter. And jump ball going to be called, possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. Remember, it was Cornerstone getting the inbounds pass to start the second quarter.
Possession Warriors.
So Jackie Cruz will inbound it here for Indiana Tech. As Coach Biggs having some words there with the ref, getting some clarification. She seems like she's okay with what she heard. I'm not 100% sure what they were talking about. We'll get Coach mic'd up next game. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Durbin Thomas and pick and roll as Gully sinks down to the block. She did a really good job with that roll, using her body to get space for Durbin Thomas. Durbin, look at that. That's the freshman right there as Thomas comes away with the steal. No, that was Banstra, excuse me. She's a senior. Another nice strong take by Jacqueline Cruz. Gortmaker. She's sneaky with those moves. And look at that outlet pass. Jacqueline Cruz in transition. Holy cow. Got behind the defense. Nobody there to stop her.
Media timeout.
Media timeout here as the Warriors have their largest lead of the game at 8. We'll be right back, everybody. Stick with us. Indiana Tech basketball powered by Summit City Sports.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's see what the heck happened right here. I mean, Jacqueline Cruz, a heady play. Look at her sprint right down the floor. And with the easy layup. Welcome back to Jaxie Long. Inner Ebner. She did a good job there for Ashball, clearing some space for her. Inner Ebner just inside the arc, halfway down and pops out. That was Cruz with the rebound. Vice. They got Gully working against Laura Inner Ebner. And that pass, a little high, but Avery Collins easily handles it with the left hand. Now Cruz. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Durbin Thomas, nice pass. as Jaden Gawley was able to find the opening on the block. What a pass by Durbin Thomas. Gawley now with 4 points to go with her 5 rebounds. Inner Ebner. And good defense there by Collins, knocking it out of bounds. They're going to say that was last touch by Jaxie Long. As the Eagles turn it over here to your Warriors. 10-point advantage, 3:15 and counting here in the second quarter. Madison Weiss just short as that ball was rebounded by Ashball. Long going the other direction. Collins has got the defense. Collins forcing her to her left. Banstra against Durbin Thomas. Banstra's definitely got the height advantage there. Inner, nope, down on the block. And the bucket's good by Julie Ashball, just a sophomore. Ashball once again entering today, averaging 17.2 points per game. Right behind Taylor Covington. Covington averaging 17.9. That's 5th best in the WAC. So Ashball's right there with her. Weiss from the elbow. Knocks it down. Leading scorer in this game is Laura Inner Ebner. Indiana Tech as a team was 0. Nice steal there by Collins. That was on Jaxie Long and then breezes right past her. Great job by Collins there with the steal and bucket. 12-point advantage now for Indiana Tech as they are certainly waking up in this game here in the second quarter, playing Indiana Tech basketball. Cornerstone's got to figure out a way to get the ball to Inner Ebner down on the block. And that's a 2-ball just inside the arc was Ashball. Durbin Thomas pushing it for the Warriors, working off that pick by Gawley. And now the pass to Gawley is, might want to rethink that one. She was sandwiched by 2 Golden Eagle. Inner Ebner down low. And wow, just got turned around there. I would have been a little bit dizzy too on that pirouette. 12-point lead. Thomas slowing it up here, setting up the offense for Indiana Tech. Gawley at the elbow as Jacqueline Cruz trying to read Thomas here. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Biggs trying to coach up her squad right here. Looks like there was some confusion. And Gawley got walled off by 2 defenders. Ball on the floor. And the shot clock expires. They're going to call a jump ball or violation. Shot clock violation, so Indiana Tech turns it over to Cornerstone. Jaden Gawley going to take a breather. She's not happy with that sequence. Definitely Coach Biggs wasn't happy. Coach Biggs is saying, hey, you had the rock, just go up with it, trust yourself. Even though it's 1-on-2, she could have drew the foul. Jaxie Long. And long 2-pointer is good by Ashball. Julie Ashball, who shoots 56% from the field. Showing you her skills on the floor. Covington, good job there receiving that pass and then guarding it away from Gortmaker. Look at the stats here, but Gortmaker has to be one of the tops in steals. Good pick by Moore, and they got Weiss. Weiss, oh no, traveling, gonna be called. She wanted to go up for the shot. The defense quickly recovered. And instead of the ball fake, she got her feet up in the air. 10-point advantage. And 6.5 seconds remaining. Cornerstone trying to get on the board here before halftime to chip away at this lead. Jaxie Long, 3 seconds. They got Gortmaker. She's going to have to chuck it up and cannot. Nice block by Weiss. So, folks, that's going to do it here for the first half. We got a 15-minute break until the start of the second half. And folks, we're going to take about a 12-minute break on the broadcast, and then we'll be back with you to go over the stats and some of the great plays in this game. Stay with us, everybody. We got a good one here at the Schaefer Center.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves Warriors. Everybody knows that Warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow Warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow Warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life, on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So, my fellow Warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a warrior.
Welcome back, everybody. Indiana Tech up 38-28 over Cornerstone at the break. Warriors shooting 45% from the field, 33% from three-point, and 80% from the free throw line. Cornerstone has yet to take a free throw in this game. Plus, the Golden Eagle are 2 for 2 from three-point and shooting 43% from the field. So both teams having a good shooting day. 19 rebounds for Tech, 17 for Cornerstone. 8 assists to 5 for Tech. 4 steals to 3 for Tech. 2 blocks to 1 for Tech. Both teams with 3 fouls. And Cornerstone with 8 turnovers, 6 for Indiana Tech. Leading the Warriors in scoring is Taylor Covington and Durbin Thomas with 8. Thomas 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal in 16 minutes played. Gully has 4 points, Ritchie with 3, Jacqueline Cruz with 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting from the field. Avery Collins with 2, Ava Smith with 2, Ryan Moore with 3. Moore has only taken 1 shot, and she's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Weiss with 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. Madison Weiss leading the team with 18 minutes played. Jaxie Long has not sat in this game. She's played all 20 minutes. She's got 6 points. Leading Cornerstone in scoring is Laura Inner-Ebner with 11. 2 for Scher, 2 for Gortmaker, and 4 for Ashball. Gortmaker with 1 steal, 1 for Banstra, and 1 for Ashball as well. Inner-Ebner 5 of 10 from the field for those 11 points. She also has a 3-pointer hit, her first one of the season, and she has a game-high 7 rebounds in this game. Speaking of Durbin Thomas, her first 3-pointer of the game. This is the first 3-pointer for Indiana Tech. And look at that beautiful shooting stroke right there as it hits nothing but the bottom of the net for Durbin Thomas. See what else we have here on the replays. Oh yeah, how about last week or last Wednesday's player of the game, Gabby Ritchie. I mean, her and Durbin Thomas, they are just getting started from three-point land. And we'll see who has the hot hand here in the second half. Other games going on, it's Lawrence Tech beating Cleary 37-35. And Rochester is working Madonna right now, 43-29. That's a huge game right there, everybody, as Rochester and Madonna are 2 of the best teams in the WAC. As a matter of fact, Rochester is tied with Indiana Tech for first place. And it looks like this game has not gotten started yet. Lourdes and Siena Heights. Back to the action, as Cornerstone's going to turn it off on their first possession here in the second half. Covington on the crossover. Good kick out. Durbin Thomas. They're going to work it to Weiss. Taylor out of the corner. 3 ball is good. Taylor Covington now ties Inner-Ebner with a game-high 11 points. Long, the floater, working off that pick. She had to stop that shot a little bit short as Jaden Gawley came up with the defense. Really, Ryan Moore was calling for it right there at 13 feet. Thomas working off that pick by Moore, the roll, and just off the fingertips of Ryan Moore, Ashball coming out with it. That's Banstra. Now Ashball, the team's leading scorer. Just inside the arc, Inner Ebner shot off the heel as Vice pushes it up to Thomas. Ryan Moore, who's only taken one shot in this game, folks. She is the team's second leading scorer on the season and a prolific scorer at that. She averages 15 points per game. Jaden Gawley, offensive rebound, putback, no good. Gawley comes with another rebound. Moore ranks number 2 in the conference, shooting 54% from the field. So how impressive is that? Baseline jumper, no good. Durbin Thomas tracks down the board. That's 3 offensive rebounds on this possession for the Warriors. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor Covington eyeing it with the right eye. Good bounce pass to Moore, who's fouled. And we'll head to the free throw line looking for the and one. Beautiful scoop shot and a beautiful play set up there by Taylor Covington.
Her second, team's first of the quarter.
Oh my gosh, folks, I apologize.
The Warriors to shoot 1.
Somebody need to tap me on the shoulder there. It's my bad. Moore's free throw is no good. Ryan Moore entering today a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Jaxie Long over the timeline being picked up by Covington. There's Banstra, who goes 5'10". Long working off the pick by Inner Ebner. Good job by Gawley picking up Laura. She was getting ready to drop down to the block. She's having a hard time getting to the block, and that's where she got all of her scoring there in the first quarter. That was a nice jump shot by the junior. And Ryan Moore, they're going to say she stepped on the baseline. No, it's a foul, going to go against 22.
Cornerstone foul on 22.
So that's the team's second, and for Inner Ebner, that's her third. Can ill afford her to be in foul trouble. A little comfortable right here with 3. That's okay. Just cannot get to that 4th. Catch and shoot by Covington as Inner Ebner comes down with the board. Jaxie Long working off the pick. Inner Ebner just inside the arc with a long 2. I'll tell you, she hit her first 3 ball of the season in the first quarter, and I think she should take a few more. She's 1 of 3, shooting 33% from 3-point on the year. Moore. Ryan with the jump stop in the lane. I think that was partially deflected by Inner Ebner. And Jaden Gawley on the rebound is going to be fouled by Ashball. For Ashball, that's her first and the team's third. Indiana Tech sitting with 0 fouls currently in this game. Moore. Soft hands there by Madison Vice as she hauls in that pass. Thomas gets it to Vice, who's wide open. Great ball movement. 4-3. Great job passing up a good shot for a great shot was Durbin Thomas there out of the corner. Inner Ebner. And wow, Madison Vice just got caught up a little bit right there as Ashball. Thomas found herself with her back to Ashball, and she gets the easy 2. Still a 12-point advantage for the Warriors. That 3-point attempt is no good. Long. Good job of working through that pick by Covington. Jaden Gawley knocking away that pass. And Ashball comes out free. And C just opened right there. Wide open trip to the cup. Moore. And wow, what a find. Madison Vice darting in the lane. Great job by Vice. Constantly moving out there. Vice now sitting with 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting. Or excuse me, 7 points on 3 of 8 shooting. Ash ball. And wow, the Warriors were just kind of, it's like they were sleeping down there on the block as Ash ball worked her way around both defenders. Durbin Thomas was looking for more. Getting a hand in the passing lane was Inner Ebner.
Media timeout.
And media timeout. We got 4 new Cornerstone Golden Eagles, 2 more Warriors getting ready to check into this game. We'll be right back, everybody. Indiana Tech basketball powered by Summit City Sports.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Welcome back, everybody. 48-38 is your score.
Checking in the game for Cornerstone, number 1, Gracie Gortmaker. Number 4, Abby Hall. Number 10, Lily Helmuth.
So you heard Gortmaker and Hall on the floor. Jacqueline Cruz on the floor for Indiana Tech. Avery Collins out there as well. That's number 10 with the defense. That's Lily Helmuth. First time we're seeing Lily in this game. 8 seconds, deep 3 ball, Covington left short. And Gawley with the board! Putback's no good, but she gets fouled. We'll head back to the free throw line. Foul goes against number 10, that is Helmuth. She's a senior, 5'6", out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Great place to be.
Team's 4th. At the line, Jaden Gully, shooting 2.
Gawley drills it. First free throw is good. Jaden now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe in this game. 4 for 4. 50-38, largest lead of this game. It's been 15 points. Currently at a 12-point advantage. Helmuth is calling for it. Gortmaker. Gracie, the redshirt sophomore. Tough drive, sticking with it, and finishes with the right hand. Gortmaker is now sitting with 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Covington calling for some movement. Spacing good for the Warriors. Vice out of the corner. Gawley with the pick. 2 times. Shot clock winding down. Covington's going to have to get something going. Has to throw that one up. Tough shot there for Taylor Covington. She really did not have any choice. Now in transition, getting back for the Golden Eagles was Abby Hall, 5'10" sophomore from Clive, Iowa. Vice working off the pick. And Vice all alone on the block. No Warriors there for the rebound. There was no Warriors probably within 15 feet, maybe 13 feet of the rim. The recovery defense there by Jackie Cruz. Banstra goes out to Hall. Whoa! Charge going to be called on Abby Hall as she extends that forearm. It really doesn't matter how hard she pushes the defender. You lunge like that, they are going to call the foul every time. Gabby Ritchie into the game for Indiana Tech. Ritchie sitting with 3 points on 1 of 1 shooting. From three-point land. Dribble drive. Covington coughs it up. Inter Ebner comes out with it. Gortmaker looking to push it. And she lost the handle there. She had to catch that ball midair and continue on with the pass. Jaden Gawley is going to be called with the foul. For Gawley, that'll be her second, as Ryan Moore is going to check into the game for Jaden. Indiana Tech, first foul. 5 fouls for Cornerstone. Puts the Warriors in the bonus. Inter Ebner over to Gortmaker. And nothing happening there. But Inter Ebner's there with the putback. She's got 17 points now. Is Laura Inter Ebner. She is so fundamentally sound. Still really can't believe she's entering today just averaging 4.3 points per game. She hasn't even started all 15. Ryan Moore now 2 for 2. Jacqueline Cruz with the assist. Just an 8-point advantage now. As Gortmaker, I'll tell you, Inter Ebner and Gortmaker, it looks like those two could start, and Jaxie Long, for a lot of teams here in the WAC.
From 11, Durbin Thomas returns to the Warrior lineup.
Durbin Thomas checking in for Avery Collins. Gortmaker's pass goes to Inter Ebner. Good job there with the shield as she hits her first three-pointer of the game. Gortmaker, her sixth three-pointer of the season, where she shoots 20% from beyond the arc while averaging 10.8 points per game. Moore down low.
Ryan Moore
gets the bucket over Inter Ebner. That's all she can really do in that situation, get straight up. Wow, just a 7-point advantage now. 15 points moments ago, about 6 minutes ago. Now just a 7-point ad. Good rebound by Moore. And working off the pick is Covington. And Ryan, I'm going to call that on Gortmaker. And she was fighting through that pick. Moore had her right leg out. And Gortmaker just ran right through it before she fell down. Cornerstone fans not too happy with that call. Moore at the free throw line to shoot a pair. First one is no good. Once again, Moore is 67% free throw shooter on the season, now 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. Covington still leading all Warriors with 11 points. Inter Ebner with 17 points on 8 of 15 shooting. She's also got 10 rebounds. Double-double here for Laura Inter Ebner. Hall checking out along with Helmuth. Jaxie Long, Gortmaker on the floor, along with Hall, Inter Ebner, and Schur. That's Madison Weiss with Taylor Covington, Moore, Ritchie, and Cruz. Inter Ebner, 18-footer, no good. Picked out of the air by Jacqueline Cruz. Cruz gets it over the timeline. 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Now it looks like Moore going to hold on to it for the last second shot. Gortmaker all in the face of Taylor Covington, giving Moore all kinds of space. And boy, you can bet on that every single time Ryan Moore with the bucket that extends Indiana Tech's lead 57-47 as we head to the fourth quarter. Stick with us, everybody. The fourth and final quarter coming up after this quick commercial break.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
Welcome back, everybody. A 10-point advantage here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter for the Warriors. We talk about passing up good shots for great shots. Check out the ball movement right here. Thomas looked like she had a look, but Vice was wide open there on the wing. Outstanding passing here by Indiana Tech, and good eye there by Durbin Thomas. She had a look out of the corner, but Vice was wide open on the wing. So Warriors going to start off the fourth with possession. That's Taylor Covington still sitting with 11 points to lead all Indiana Tech players. Gawley working against Inner Ebner, and what a pick. Great job there by Taylor Covington as Jaden Gawley was left all alone there, just her and the cup. She's been battling with Inner Ebner all day long there, and Taylor Covington made it a little bit easier for the sophomore. Gortmaker down on the block, throwing up the baseline jumper there was Jaxie Long. Offensive board for Banstra. Laura Inner Ebner once again hit a three-pointer, her first three-pointer made on the season. That was back in the first quarter. She has not taken a three-pointer since. A lot of long twos, though. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gawley with the defense. And a good job leaning away from the defense by Inner Ebner, just could not convert. Vice all alone, and you could tell once that shot left her hand, it was tailing off to the right just a bit. And that's the shot that she had made just moments ago that we showed you on the replay. Ryan Moore going to get called with the foul. That's her first and the team's first here in the fourth quarter. Gortmaker over the timeline being picked up by Vice. Sure over to Banstra. We do have the starters on the floor for Cornerstone outside of Gortmaker. He was one of the first off the bench. Good hands in the passing lane by Inner Ebner, denying that pass intended for Gawley. Sure has Gortmaker. One of the more athletic players that you're going to see in the WAC is number 1. On the crossover, lost the handle, but gets it back off glass. So still a 10-point advantage here for Indiana Tech. Looking at Gortmaker, she now has 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Covington being guarded by number 1, the redshirt sophomore. Jaden Gawley going to sink back towards the timeline. Good spacing by the Warriors, very little movement. I think they were trying to give Gawley the lane for the dribble drive. Jaden Gawley, Ryan Moore are two players that are not going to be knocked off their path in the lane. They're just too strong. We talked about Jackie Cruz on the dribble drive as well. Just too strong to get bullied there in the lane. Inside 8 minutes left to play in this game, 10-point advantage. Remember, the largest lead of the game for Indiana Tech was 15 points at the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. And good job by Vice knocking that one out of bounds. Vice sticking in front of Gortmaker right there, who was looking to make a move on the baseline. Good defense by number 2, the transfer from Siena Heights University. Now, we talked about Concordia. They closed their doors last year. Siena Heights is up next. We thought they were going to close their doors for this year, but no, they've got an athletic season this year as well. And I believe they're closing their whole school, not just the athletic department. Gully down low looking for the reverse lay-in.
Gully!
What a move by Jaden Gully as she gets the shot to go over Ashball. That'll extend the lead here to 12 points for the Warriors. So lob it in to Ashball. Inner Ebner on the bench currently for the Golden Eagle. Ashball wide open there, hits the 10-footer. So Ashball filling it up here as of late, now sitting with 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Remember, Inner Ebner's got a double-double in this game, 17 points and 10 boards. She's on the bench. They're going to save her for the final stretch. Nice offensive rebound by Madison Weiss and a foul off the ball as Jacqueline Cruz hits the floor. We're going to converge, make sure we're on the same page with this one. There was no foul called. It looks like we have our media timeout here at 6:24. So media timeout, we're going to take a quick break with them, everybody. You're watching Indiana Tech Warrior basketball, powered by Summit City Sports.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, how about this play right here from your Warrior? That's Madison Weiss, Gabby Ritchie, and down low, Jaden Gully with this reverse lay-in, hits it with the right hand there. A beautiful thing working against Ashball. Now, she and Inner Ebner have been battling all game long. Honestly, it's one of the toughest competitions that Gully has faced all year with Inner Ebner. Remember, Jaden Gully last year as a freshman nearly shot 70% from the field on the season while being one of the best rebounders in the WAC. She's number 3 in the conference this year, averaging 10.4 rebounds per game. For some of the season, she was averaging a double-double with rebounds and points. Entering today with 6 double-doubles on the season. Just fell short last game against Lourdes, where she had a season-high 17 rebounds, a career-high 17. Just a crazy number right there for Jaden Gully. But Gully right now averaging 9.1 points per game with those 10.4 rebounds. We were talking earlier about Greg Werr, who was a great post player at Aquinas last year and now is in Fort Wayne at PFW. She averaged a double-double last year for Aquinas. It's not something that you see very often. Go back to about 10 years ago in the Crossroads League, Taylor University had a player, Taylor Bradbury, who was consistently averaging a double-double, and she was a big as well. So they're going to bring Coach Yonkers and Coach Biggs together, still talking about that play. And it looks like Avery Collins is heading to the free throw line, and it was a foul, everybody. That was a foul called against Abby Banstra. So Banstra, her second foul,
15, Abby Banstra.
and the team's first.
Second, team's first of the quarter.
And you can see
Warrior
that too,
ball.
right there about 12 feet from the baseline. There was a lot of commotion. Jacqueline Cruz hit the floor. Now it's Madison Weiss to inbound it. And Ashball is going to be called with the foul. As Jaden Gawley was looking for the separation. Ashball went with her and ran her over.
Cornerstone foul on 12.
For Julie Ashball, that'll be her second and the team second here. 6:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cruz, once again, they're going to lob it in to Gawley. And look at that strong take by Jaden Gawley. Not going to let the physical play deter her as Jaden Gawley there. Sitting now with 12 points. Jaden Gawley with her 7th double-double of the season, everybody. 12 points and 11 rebounds.
Traveling, Warrior ball.
So Cornerstone going to turn it over. Golden Eagles looking to stop the bleeding here. They're going to have to put Inner Ebner back into this game. Remember, she has 3 fouls, does number 22. Nobody yet with 4 fouls in this game. Avery Collins running the point. Working off that pick, and they're going to call a charge on Inner Ebner. That's her 4th. 4th foul for number 22 as she ran right through that pick.
Cornerstone foul on 22, Laura Inner Ebner.
Ebner sitting with 5 assists, 10 rebounds, and 17 points on 8 of 18 shooting, and she's in foul trouble. Got to keep her on the floor, though. Your team's down by 12. Weiss has Collins. Hey, Jaden Gawley is 1 for 1 from beyond the arc on the season. They're going to leave her that open. I say shoot it. Yeah. Nope, she's on the dribble drive and opted for the 8-foot floater with Inner Ebner in her face. And Coach Biggs is just saying, trust yourself on that one. Go all the way. Loose ball picked up by Gawley. Warriors have numbers. Collins gets it over to Cruz. Has her shot blocked by Inner Ebner. Hard to believe that Inner Ebner did not start 6 games this season for Cornerstone. All 15 played, 9 starts entering today. She's only a junior. Remember, Jaxie Long, the only player on the roster to make all-conference last year, and she was a first-teamer. Gabby Ritchie just misses, but possession going to stay with Indiana Tech as Jaxie Long could not corral that rebound. She is sitting with 7 rebounds to go with 6 points on 3 of 9 shooting.
Media timeout.
So that first timeout was not a media timeout. That was the timeout to discuss the foul in the lane. So this is our official media timeout at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. We'll be right back, everybody, for the conclusion of this contest with Cornerstone.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Schaefer Center on a rainy Saturday afternoon in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And off the inbounds pass, Taylor Covington fighting through contact there, looking for the and one.
Cornerstone foul on number 1, Gracie Gortmaker, her second, team's 4th.
Gortmaker called with the foul. That'll be her second. as Taylor Covington converts the three-point play. Well, that was pretty fast. Come out of commercial, and you get 2 points from Covington, plus the and one. Gortmaker on the crossover. Got a little separation there from Ritchie. Now Long back to Gortmaker, and it's defended! Picked out of the air by Jaden Gawley! What a play! Folks, you do not see that one very often. Gortmaker going up for the shot, and Jaden Gawley just stole it away from her. Ritchie off the heel, and there's a foul on the floor. I believe it's going to go against Gortmaker. It does not. It goes against Jaxie Long, looking to wrestle that ball away from Jaden Gawley. Banstra and Ashball back into the game. Hall and Inner Ebner going to take a breather. We'll see how long Inner Ebner stays on the bench. Inside four. Do what? Oh, you just mean the okay. Gawley, the second one, is good. Hey, what a game Jaden Gawley is having here from the free throw line. Remember, entering today, 67% free throw shooter. She's hit 4 of 4. And another rebound for Gawley, who already has recorded her 7th double-double of the season. Ritchie 4-3. Now, I apologize, folks. That was Ryan Moore shooting 67%. Gawley actually shooting 48% from the free throw line, but 4 for 4 is going to help that. And contact there by Taylor Covington. Blocking foul going to be called.
Indiana Tech foul on 3, Taylor Covington, her first.
Yeah, it's Taylor Covington called with the block there. That is her first foul in this game. Near travel there by Ashball, it looked like. But a nice move as she's able to spin to the cup, finish with the left. Ashball, the team's leading scorer entering today, now sitting with 18 points in this one, above her season average of 17. Jackie Cruz. They're forcing Cruz to her left. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline jumper by Covington is good. Stop and pop. Taylor Covington from 10 feet hits the baseline jumper. For Taylor, she's got 14 points now in this game. Remember, she had 8 at the break, and that was tying Durbin Thomas for a team high. Foul goes on Jacqueline Cruz, this time number 13.
First, second, team's third quarter.
And it looks like we got a timeout.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout called by Coach Yonker. Let's take another look at this play by Jaden Gawley. Down on the baseline, that was Gortmaker. Run it back one more time for you. Gortmaker here out of the corner. You can see the quicks there on the baseline. It was a good pass right there, but you're going one-on-one. Jaden Gawley, too athletic and too strong. The body control there by Gawley in that situation and getting 2 hands on it, just absolutely amazing. We say that a lot about number 21 here at the Schaefer Center. We sure do. Got another one for you. How about this play off the inbounds pass? Bang, bang. Taylor Covington. Gortmaker was there with the physical play. That's not going to affect Taylor Covington. 2:40 remaining in this game. Sure. Over to Jaxie Long. They force Jaxie to her left as well, as the jumper's no good. Jackie Cruz coming down with it. Indiana Tech sitting comfortably here with a 16-point win. Looking to improve their record to 12 wins and 9 wins in conference. That pass is taken away by Schur, intended for Gawley. Gortmaker was looking for Ashball in the lane. Now they have her. Julie Ashball is going to be fouled by Jaden Gawley. Gawley's been getting a heavy dose of Inner Ebner and Ashball defensively.
21, Jaden Gawley.
So Ashball at the free throw line where she's an 83% free throw shooter on the season, hitting 47 of 57 entering today's game. Second one falls in. So Ashball hits both of them where she's now a perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Gortmaker knocks that ball out of bounds there. Cornerstone trying to create some turnovers, come up with the steal. Anything to get an extra possession in this game. Their team down by 14 points. Gawley looking to inbound, and foul going to go against Jacqueline Cruz. And she cannot believe it. Banstra and her were battling for position. They're saying Cruz just got a little bit too aggressive, I guess. Not many in the gym understand what's going on. Ashball's on the bench. Inner Ebner's back in offensively. Well, you'd think you'd want Ashball and Inner Ebner both on the floor with Gortmaker. Look at that steal by Jaden Gawley as Gortmaker hit the floor. Now Jaden handling the rock here, 1:45 remaining in regulation. They're letting this shot clock whittle its way down. As with that, less time remaining here in regulation. Gawley on the dribble drive with the right hand. And that's what Coach Biggs has been saying all game long. Trust yourself. Just take it straight to the cup. You can see how athletic and strong she is down on the floor. Hall. And a steal by Taylor Covington. That pass intended for Long. And the easy two. Lights out here at the Schaefer Center as we have 1 minute remaining. 18-point lead. And oh, big collision. Cruz and Jaxie Long. Cruz doing a good job of getting into position there. Takes as Ashball was going to guard the inbounder, ran right into Cruz. She's like, man, this is a lot of contact. Ryan Moore checking into the game for Gawley. Shout out to Jaden Gawley here, recording her 7th double-double of the season. Timeout going to be called by the Warriors. And this is going to be a 30-second timeout.
Warriors, a 30-second timeout.
Got another replay here for you guys. Go back to Jaden Gawley. Once again, this is what Coach Biggs was saying. I don't know if you guys remember that shot clock violation. We almost never have a shot clock violation here at Indiana Tech, but we had one in the first half. That's what Coach Biggs was saying. Just go. Use your speed, use your strength, trust yourself. Because the combination of speed and strength, you're not going to find many players that can match up to number 21 for the Warriors in the NEIA. Durbin Thomas back in this game. Now Covington rises up. 3 ball, no good. Sure coming out with it. Ashball is calling for it. You can see Ashball on the floor and Inner Ebner on the bench. Avery Collins checking in for Covington.
Checks into the Warrior lineup.
So Taylor Covington going to leave this game with 18 points, another team high. Remember, she was the WAC Offensive Player of the Week 2 weeks ago.
Checks into the Indiana Tech lineup.
That was during the break. Let's go back to some of the highlights we had earlier in this game, some that maybe I didn't get a chance to show you. This play right here. This is back in the second. Oh man, it just does not want to fire. There we go. Back in the second. Look at the steal right there by Thomas. Get back to the game, folks. Ritchie. And that is number 22 for Indiana Tech, Maddie Mueller, on the floor with Gabby Ritchie and Durbin Thomas. Ryan Moore, as the shot clock is off, that's going to do it. And Avery Collins. So the Warriors pick up the W, 73-55 versus Cornerstone.
The final score, your Indiana Tech Warriors 73.
So Indiana Tech will improve its record to 12-4 overall, 9-1 in the WAC. Cornerstone will fall to 7-9 overall, 5-5 in the WAC. What a game, everybody. Taylor Covington leading the way, leading all scores with 18 points in this game, 12 for Ryan Moore. Remember, she only had one field goal attempted in the first half. Ended this game 5 of 6 shooting. Vice with 7 points, 8 for Thomas. Jaden Gawley with 15 points and 14 rebounds. She was 5 of 8 from the field. As the teams are going to get together for a quick prayer at the center court. Ritchie with 3 points, Cruz with 6, 2 by Collins and 2 by Ava Smith. Ashball with 16 points, 6 for Long, 17 for Inner Ebner, 2 for Schur, 9 for Gortmaker, and 5 for Hall. Warriors, as a team, shooting 45% from the field, 27% from beyond the arc, and 69% from the free throw line. Cornerstone shooting 45% from the field, 75% from three-point land. They hit 3 of 4 three-pointers, guys, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Indiana Tech out-rebounding Cornerstone 38-29. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with you shortly for the start of the men's game in about 25 minutes. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family.